My name's Chris Oakes. We're in Lyndonville, New York at my farm, Lynn Oaken Farms, and we grow about 250 acres of apples, 15 acres of wine grapes, 16 acres of peaches, and 26 acres of tart cherries. Right where we're growing right now is we're about 4 miles from Lake Ontario, which really defines our soil type, because at the end of the last ice age, this used to be underwater. This was what used to be called Lake Iroquois. So all right here where we're standing is old lake bed. It's what we call the fruit belt. All the fruit is generally close to the lake because of what's called the lake effect, and it keeps spring frosts away because the Lake Ontario is so deep that it holds a lot of heat in the spring and in the fall, and it keeps frosts away. Well, when I was growing up, every summer we would work on the farm, and when I was about 13, I got my first bass guitar, and I loved it, and I started playing that every day, and I got really into music, and eventually found my way to college for playing music. And I graduated with a 4-year degree in music, and then I just worked in landscaping for another 4 years. And I decided that I had a knack for growing things, and I knew a lot about plants that I didn't realize that not everybody knew. And I decided that I really liked being outside and getting my hands dirty. So I decided I wanted to come back and start working at the farm. And when I came back, I was a tractor driver, and I was the low man on the totem pole. But in recent years, as my dad's transitioned out of the business, I've gained more and more responsibility, and now I'm the production manager of our whole operation. As we have moved to try to diversify our business into making hard cider and wines, in 2002 we planted a small test block of hard cider specific varieties, and in 2004 we planted a test vineyard to try and see if we can vinify wines in our area. And in recent years we've really seen the explosion of the cider market, and we are actively planting a large amount of acreage to cider-specific varieties because we see the potential for growth in that area of the apple industry. And as far as the wine goes, it's been a trial and error process. We have found some varieties that don't grow in our climate. Our winters are too cold. Some of the vinifera varieties we can't get them to grow here. But then we found some that grow really well, such as Riesling, and Cabernet Franc grows really well. And we also have some hybrid wine varieties that do really well in our climate. Being able to be members of groups that have access to managed varieties is going to be key to the future. All I can say about the transition process, which we are going through right now, is it's difficult, and there are a lot of emotions involved that people try not to get involved with their business. But as a family business, it's not your everyday job, because you're working with family, and relationships can get irreparably damaged by some things that could be said. But all I got to say about the process is try to reach out to as many resources as possible to hook up with other people who have been through the process, and to discuss your issues, to talk with each other and have open conversations and be honest with each other about what your expectations are and what your desires are for the future of your business. Yeah, and it's not all about just numbers and who's going to pay the money when. It goes deeper than that. It goes right to the heart. When I was working for other people and not in agriculture, I didn't really get a sense of accomplishment or purpose from my job, which with farming and growing food for people to eat, I really feel I have a purpose, and I feel good about myself for growing food that goes on people's tables that they feed their kids. It's a lot of hard work. You got to be prepared to put in the hours to make sure that the crop is there, and also you have to be prepared to deal with adversity, because Mother Nature is fickle, and there are heartbreaks. You can have a full crop and it could be gone tomorrow, and you have to be able to be okay with that. And be able to move on to the next day. It's a great way of life. I mean, to be able to be outside, to raise your family on your own land, to grow food for your family. It's something that I don't think everybody can say about their job, is that they're feeding the world, that I feel really proud about doing.